In this training video, we're going to go over how to use the Mechanican Technician app. First, you need to get your credentials from your operations manager. They'll give you a username and password. It'll be your email plus a password. Then you want to go over to the App Store, type in Mechanican. Two apps will come up. One is the client, that is a red border, white M. And then the Technician app is black border, red M. It's a good idea to download the client app as well as the Technician app. On the client app, you want to use an alternate email to sign up. Go through the sign up process so that way you clearly understand how a customer signs up, and if you need to help one sign up, you can. Now on the Technician app, you want to go ahead and download it. Once it's downloaded to your phone, go ahead and open it up. The first thing it's going to prompt you with is your username and password. You want to type in the username and password provided to you by your operations manager. And then you're going to come to this form right here. This is the ready to work. This is your home screen. At the top, you're going to see a switch. You can turn that switch on or off. That tells us whether you're ready to work or not. As long as the switch is off, you will not receive work. When the switch is on, it means you're ready to receive work. Alright, so we have switched on. We got 2 jobs already, but those aren't the jobs we're looking for. As you can see in the service request, it'll show you the customer, what they're needing, and the vehicle type, along with the text message you'll receive on your phone to say, hey, a new job is available to you. You have 5 minutes to log in and accept. So we're waiting for a specific request to come through. Maybe we're at a customer's house and we're waiting for them to request us. Sometimes you'll have to refresh the screen. You do this by pulling down below the Are You Ready to Work? Refresh the screen. There's the job we're waiting for. Go ahead and click on that job. Once you click on that job, it's going to bring you to another form. Here it's going to show you how much more time you have to accept or reject the job. If you do decide to accept the job, what's going to happen is you'll get a pop-up, and that pop-up is going to tell you to go ahead and call the customer to make sure that they know that they're going to get charged for you coming out. You say okay after you've called the customer. On this page, you'll have the option to start driving to the customer's house if they approve, or cancel the job based on whatever the situation is. If the customer says, no, I just wanted an estimate, or oh, I wasn't ready, I wanted a schedule, or the price is too high, just push cancel, put that in the notes. But for this exercise, we're going to say start driving. Once you hit start driving, it's going to bring up a map to GPS you to the location of the vehicle. Alright, once you've GPSed and found that you're at the location, you're going to go ahead and close out the navigation, and at the top right, you're going to hit start servicing. Once you hit start servicing, the next page you'll see is an input for mileage and an input for VIN. The VIN number is case sensitive. It cannot have more than 18 characters, so always double check your VIN when typing in. Mileage, that's the mileage of the vehicle when you started to work on it. And then you have 6 mandatory images, one of them being the cluster. It's a good idea to make sure the car is running or on to show that these lights or check engine light, if anything, was on prior. Okay? And then you're going to be required to take a picture of the VIN sticker. That information is good because it's going to have the VIN, the manufacturer date. That might be helpful later on when you're trying to order parts. It might be a cross year or split year. And then you're going to be asked to take pictures of all 4 corners of the vehicle. This is for body damage and to show the condition of the vehicle when we first got there. It's for your protection and for our protection. You will take pictures and then you will upload them. You can change the description if you need to. Once you're done uploading all the pictures required, then you will proceed with your diagnosis and or repair. So once all these images have been uploaded, you can move to the next screen. If you do not take the pictures, you cannot move to the next step. Remember, these pictures are for your and our protection on the app, so it is very important that you take good, clear pictures. The app will do its own resizing, so that way they can be uploaded. So now that we have all of our pictures uploaded, We then say start repairing. It's going to give you an error, or not an error, it's going to give you a window that says, have you talked to the client about what's about to happen? So have you given an estimate on the repairs that you're about to perform? Have you done your diagnosis? On this slide here, once you've inputted those first 6 pictures and then information, now this is your notes section. This is where you're going to type in the notes for, did you do a diagnosis? What was your result? Did the customer approve? Did you find anything else wrong with the vehicle? Was the check engine light on prior to you working on it? And then you can add more pictures. These can be before and after pictures, and then you will continue. Once you go continue, then you're going to be brought to the build your invoice sheet. Here you will always have a base hour, and then you'll be able to add parts. So you can add a part. You're always going to put the cost of the part and the quantity. The app will automatically mark up. You can also add additional time in the add hours. Just remember that 1 hour is always going to be there. So calculate, that hour always being there. You cannot modify that. So add the time you need. Then you're going to hit preview invoice. Once you preview the invoice, it's going to show you your breakdown and the tax and any discounts that are applied. Hit OK or submit. It's going to say, hey, if you submit this, it's going to charge the customer's credit card. You say OK. Once you submit that, you're going to be brought to a page to review the customer based on your experience. After you review the customer and based on your experience, you will then be prompted to finalize or finish the job on the next screen. On the next screen, you don't want to hit finish service until you have picked up all your tools, cleaned up, and have checked the vehicle to make sure everything's operating the way it should be. So we'll go ahead and submit this. After we write the review, there we go. You can finish service. And then you also want to let the customer know that, hey, your job is done. You can also rate me based on your experience with me today. This is important for your reviews. Once you finalize it, you'll be brought back to the home screen.